stressful because my line kept getting tangled. This is the first time I went as an adult. I went one other time when I was a kid, and so second time overall and first time in probably 20 years, and I did okay. I kind of learned how to tie the hook and put it in the water and just put it through the bowl and whatever. I wasn't great at casting it out because I don't think I learned the right way to set that part up, but it is what it is. I'm going to let it be. Had a little bit of headache, a little bit of stress with that, but overall, it was good to kind of just get out and just be by the water. And I find anything by the water is good. When the waves are coming in, it was raining a little bit, and you get to just kind of focus on the waves. And when you're focusing on something in nature, I find it has a meditative quality to it. Whether it's clouds, whether it's waves, trees, hay in the breeze, things like this. Definitely all have meditative qualities where you kind of can zone out and become one with nature again. I did a day trip the other day to a different lake than the one I usually go to. And even to see like a fisherman's boat just gently and slowly just kind of drift with the waves, just to watch that boat just move a little bit in itself just grounds you into the moment, so you don't think so much about the past or the future. You're just kind of, even if you're just stressed out of your mind, you can just live for a little bit in the moment, and that's nice. It's nice to unwind and turn off your brain. I find so much grinding and hustling and just chaos and hectic upkeep to daily life is necessary. It's also necessary to get out and just to not think and just to live in the moment, and I find the water helps with that. And if you look through my channel and on my shorts feed, you can see a lot of it is water. Creeks, waterfalls, lakes. I tend to gravitate towards water bodies. Not just for the sounds, but for the visual effect as well. Like I've just said, the sounds are nice. But I will admit it was a little stressful at some points, because my line kept getting tangled, and I'm very novice with fishing, so I gotta look into it a bit more. Didn't catch anything, but no one there did, so I think it was too wavy for the fish to really bite. It's a nice little spot though. I drove by it 2 days ago, and I was like, wow, because it's like this long skinny dock, and it kind of goes straight, and then it turns into like a L shape, and there's like this enclave where you can fish off of either side of this long dock, and that's what it's for. It's built by the city to do like fishing. It's the one like designated area where you can just, without a license, go and just cast a line and fish, but I haven't seen anyone catch anything, unfortunately. I also didn't have any bait, but I guess it didn't matter if no one else got anything anyways. That was a bit of a shenanigan. I forgot the bait at my house. It was like a 50-minute drive to get there. I get there, I open my trunk, the pole's there, the bait's not. Like, what ice off of my foot, and I used the skin off of my foot to try to cast a line. It was something I saw on a survival YouTube video, and it wasn't like actual like it wasn't actually like a chunk of my foot where it would cause bleeding. It was just like to almost like a cheese grater, take a little bit of the dead skin off a strip and put it on the hook. It's kind of gross, but that's what I did because I saw it on like a survival YouTube video. Like that kind of like that big like hard dead skin that you get on like the side of your big toe or your heel. Like that's what he said to do, and I did that. Obviously didn't catch any fish, but like I said, no one did. So now I have this bag of maggots. It's gonna die because I just bought it. And I'm not gonna go fishing again for at least 2 weeks because I just got into this and now I have the work week. And then next weekend, yeah, maybe next weekend, but 7 days. Like 7 days minimum until I can go again. And they're in this like airtight plastic bag, and then it's like, I bought them in a fridge, so I put them in the fridge. My fridge was cooler than the one I bought it from, so they're probably gonna freeze to death in there. I don't know what their lifespan is anyways, but it'd be crazy if they turned into flies in the bag. I doubt it. But yeah, that was basically my day up till now. I gotta do the laundry. Dishes are okay. I took the garbage out, just like kind of a chore day. It was Sunday. I won't post this on a Sunday, so don't get confused. It's just how I cue my videos. It was a good day, but it was kind of a boring day. I want to listen to some Ekhart, Tolle or something before bed and try to like do some like guided meditation or something. Just to kind of clear my head. I had a group yoga meditation class I did a drop into at the gym 3 days ago, and it was kind of relaxing. I don't usually do group classes, and I don't usually do like guided meditations in person. I do them from time to time on a YouTube video. I know that Thich, Nhat, Hanh or something. I can't pronounce his name because I've never heard it actually said. I've just only read it in the Google search. But he's the Vietnamese monk that had a stroke and passed away. But he was probably the most famous monk outside of the Dalai Lama, and he has a YouTube channel, Plum Village, that helps people with guided meditation. I forget where I was going with that, but yeah, I might listen to him. Yeah, that's a complete train of thought that I lost. Sorry about that. Oh yeah, the group class. Yeah, so I've only really done that online. Like I've never went in person. I did one time to a Buddhist temple where he hit the bell and we just kind of sat for like an hour and did nothing with our legs crossed and my knees were burning. So this was like, I was at the gym, and all the gyms now have like a back room where like group classes go on, and it's like 90% women's classes. It's like the Pilates kind of thing, or like the strength blast where they're just basically curling like 2 or 3 pound weights as fast as they can. And this one was like breathing meditation with a little bit of yoga mixed in. It was like 90% meditation breathing, like 10% actual physical yoga, which is good. That's the mix I like. I find the other way where it's just the stretching and not the meditation, it's like blah. Because too much stretching and is in the wrong places can actually make your body weaker and not feel right. And I've had lower back problems in the past, and some of the poses strain my back and don't make them feel better. So I've been doing functional patterns more than yoga and weightlifting and running and all that kind of stuff. But anyways, she was kind of setting up the mats, and I was just walking by, and then I walked in because I thought, well, I'm doing legs and abs today, so I'll go into this back room. It's usually empty, and I'll lay down on a mat and I'll do some like ab work, some oblique work, and she was setting me up. So I was like, well, how long do I have to do something? But I didn't say it that way. And she said she was starting her class in 15 minutes, and she kind of started talking to me, and she had good energy, like inviting energy. And then I eventually just didn't do my ab thing in there, and I just stayed for the yoga breathing thing, and it was quite relaxing. Some of it was sitting, some of it was standing, some of it was laying down. I think there was about 12 other people. They were all older women, like in their 50s or 60s, except for 3 people. 2 were younger women, and then 1 was like an older man. So I was the only like man there that wasn't the other guy who was like 70 something. So I was the only young man there, and it was good. Like I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying like it was like this older woman's class, and I just kind of walked in and joined, and it did help me relax a little bit. But I find with these classes, you always have the intrusive thoughts, the invading thoughts that just come and they find you anyways. But there is at least a chunk of 30 seconds in that meditation class where I was at peace. It was like this belly breathing thing where you don't breathe with your diaphragm and bring it into your upper body, but you expand your belly and make your belly like a basketball, and then suck your belly button to your spine and blow out. And I'm not really sure if that's pseudoscience. I don't think you can actually really control your breathing, but you can definitely inflate your stomach like that. And she had everyone put their hand, one over like the chest or the heart, and then one on the stomach, and we were all laying on our backs, and we were just sucking the air into our belly, and we're going shh and pushing all the air out. And we did that for maybe 3 minutes, and my mind was so clear when I was doing that. And then it was time to do something else, and the next thing was like blah. I wanted to just keep doing that. Like if we were just doing that the whole time, I would have been at peace for like 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes. It was so nice to just get lost in that and to focus on your breathing. And that's what the YouTube Buddhist monk was teaching, is just to focus on your breathing. Just to breathe in and then hold and then breathe out. And just to be completely aware and feel how nice it feels to breathe in and breathe out, and just to be completely aware of your breath and being alive and not the stresses of anything, just to be in the moment, focusing on breathing in, holding it, and blowing out. And it really does focus you into the moment, and it's almost like a reset. It shuts your brain off, but not in a way that makes you stupid, but in a way that makes you at peace. So I needed that, even though it was only 3 minutes before I came back to chaotic overthinking and just blah 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 in the back of my head. But it was really nice that I got to have that little vacation from overthinking, and it means a lot to have moments like that. And I had a brief moment like that when I was fishing today, when I was watching the waves. And it's always a battle between that and stress, and it goes back and forth, and there's up and down, and a roller coaster ride throughout life. So when you get a moment to really truly live in the moment and appreciate that you're alive and breathing, and that breath feels great, and the breath work helps balance you, really stay in that moment and enjoy it and cling on to it, because that's the best that you can hope for. Especially now with social media and overthinking and cycling through apps, and obviously working and people going to school and being caught in traffic or waiting for the bus, and having to do so many chores, having more and more things that you need to do. Like even the times where you don't have to do anything, typically you're uploading upgrades on your phone. You have to put the dishes away. You have to do something, like even when you're doing nothing. But the one monk that I was listening to on YouTube is to do it mindfully when you're doing the dishes, like to be focused on the dish, not in your head thinking about what you're doing next, but to actually be thinking about the water and the soap, and to just be living right then and now. It's helpful to bring about peace, but there's also dangers in doing too much of this alone and not being out and socializing with people. I just did a video about schizophrenia, and I think schizophrenia is made a lot worse by isolation and not being part of a social group. So you can't just be always meditative and doing these things by yourself. You have to be doing them in a group, and that was very positive that even though they were much older ladies, that I got to do it in a group setting with other people, and I found that that was important, and it was nice to do it with other people. And I believe International Yoga Day is sometime in June 20th or something. So maybe, I'm not sure where you are, whoever's listening to this video, but maybe there is a free yoga intro meditation group on International Yoga Day where you're at. The teacher said to try it outside if you can, and I think that makes sense. I tried grounding the other day, where you take your shoes and socks off and you plant them on the grass and you kind of wiggle your toes, and I remember it being much more enjoyable when I was younger than now. It was still nice to do, but I went into it with high hopes, and it was kind of just, it didn't feel as great as the TikTok influencers made it out to be, unfortunately. But I still recommend people trying it. I've tried different things, kind of try to suck me into the moment. This winter I did a cold dive, or a cold plunge, I should say. As cold as you can possibly get. I literally mean that, because I did this in the middle of winter in a creek that was flowing like relatively fast, so there's no time for the water to stand still and any ground heat or sunlight to warm it up. It was just keep going, and there was a film of frost and parts of it that were freezing over as well. So freezing is 0. So this was literally just right above 0. It was probably like half a degree, or as close to freezing as possible. Like if it got any colder, it would have been ice. That's how cold this was. And outside of the water, like the wind and everything, like the wind chill and stuff, it was probably like -10. So it was cold. It was literally as cold as you can possibly have it without being in like Siberia, Russia, where they like cut out like a 6-inch like deep iceberg and they jump in. Like that's the only way it's gonna get any colder. And when I jumped into that for the plunge, and I have it on the channel, it's in a YouTube short, it's not a video, but it's called Ice Plunge, and I think I used like some like $signs or like characters or something in the description. I'm not sure, but it's just me jumping into the creek, and it was cold. As soon as I hit that water, I felt like my veins turn into like slushies. Like it felt like my blood was like crystallizing as soon as I hit the water, and I went under. I completely dived in. It was a bit of a belly flop because it wasn't that deep. It was maybe like 4.5, 5 feet deep, something like that. So I kind of like half dived, half belly flopped, and then I got right out. And when I got out, like there was like steam coming off me. It was crazy, and I was like, whoa, 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 and it kind of felt like I just drank like 5 espressos or something, or got like hit by lightning or something. It was crazy. So I recommend trying it. It was only a second in and out. It wasn't like a whole polar bear swim when I was in there for like where not me, but where somebody goes in there and they're swim around for a minute. I wouldn't have lasted that long. I would have froze up. Like, I got very small amount of fat on my body. I'm not on a keto diet, but I'm low carb, and there has been studies that ketogenic diets and low carb diets change your body temperature to where you're actually running a little bit cooler already. So I don't want to get all pseudoscience and sound like a conspiracy kind of guy with like bro science or whatever, but like I had no, like, I'm not like a polar bear. Like, I think a heavier set guy with like 30% body fat, I think a guy like that could stay in the cold longer than someone who's slim. And I think somebody that's consuming a lot of carbs and have like a higher body temperature can stay in longer as well. So that's kind of what I'm saying. So I'm saying it was as cold as possible, and I'm not holding much body fat. Like, I would have froze up if I stayed in for like even 30 seconds. I wouldn't have been able to like swim. I would have just sunk, and I would have just like, I was pretty paranoid about doing it alone too. That was another thing. Because most people that do this, they go with a group, or they do it in like kind of like these new cold plunge saunas that are coming out. It's a bit of a fad where there's like either like lakes or oceans. Like, I'm sure Vancouver would have something like this where they just have like a dock, and then they have like a cold dip sauna where you have this hut over by the docks and you dip in and then you get out and there's a sauna in the hut. Some places have these. It's not like that where it's monitored and you have like a hut that you can go in right after. Like, I hiked in alone to this place, like a 40-minute hike, and no one was around, so I didn't want to risk staying in for too long. But once again, it was fun. It was something new. It's not really meditative, but it kind of has like that shock value, like that shock therapy value. Excuse me, where it just brings you back into the now. It's kind of the opposite of meditation, but it has the same kind of result where it just sucks you into the moment completely. So that's why I brought it up. I went on a bit of a tangent there, which is fine because these are a ramble. It's like a ramble ASMR. I'm going to title it Ramble ASMR. It is Ramble ASMR. It's not like. But yeah, I think I'm going to end the video now. It's 23 minutes, 36 seconds. I'll probably say some random closing remarks, and I'll end it at about 25 minutes. I hope everyone's been having a good day, a good week, taking time out to take care of yourself, doing chores if you have to, relaxing if you have to, find a life balance, a work-life balance. Don't stress yourself out, but also you gotta grind to stay alive and healthy. So find the right balance for you. Continue doing good. I believe everyone is. Everyone out there is doing as best as they can. I believe that. There are some people that are aiming down, but I think even those people who are self-destructing, that's unfortunately the best they can do at the moment. And if that's you, then find some positive, even a very small grain of positivity in your life, and just get into that and try to build on that and multiply the positivity from whatever small beacon of light you have in your life. Anyways, once again, thanks for all the subscriptions. Thanks for watching. I know there's a lot of content on YouTube you can choose. You chose this. If you made it to the end, double thank you. I'm a YouTube partner now, which is pretty cool. And that's, once again, thanks to all of you guys. And yeah, thanks for listening. That's all I got for now. I wish everyone the very best, as always.